my back.
What up,
Y'all got
though?
some wine?
Man,
Oh, heck no.
You like smoking?
And I do mean that.
You cute.
Literally.
Y'all got life
Make it
insurance?
make sense.
You want
Those
life insurance?
were the days.
Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of Somebody's Auntie. I am Chevy the Shegan, passing it to my co-host.
I'm your girl, Keysha E.
How y'all doing? I'm Natalie Knox.
And we are giving you the tea. We are not your mama's sister.
We are not your mom's sister. We are
Okay.
somebody's auntie.
Yeah. But not your mama's sister.
How many nieces and nephews you got?
Ooh, I have 3 nephews and a niece. 2 nieces.
Hey, wait.
2.
Yo, Natalie took her nieces and nephews one time to the pet store, right? She was on Insta story.
Can we show that video?
She was so excited. Like, I'm going to take y'all somewhere special.
I
Y'all
was
gonna
happy.
have fun.
No, wait. I was happy to pick them up from
Oh,
school.
my gosh.
It's, my nephew is he's 6 and my niece is 5, and I went to pick them up from school. I go home to Detroit to visit as often as I can, and I go pick them up from school. I'm like, I cannot wait. I want to buy them a fish. I was so hyped. What happened?
Did you ask a parent?
So she's recording all this on Insta story, right?
I gotta show
So she
y'all.
take them to the store. She's like, I'm taking y'all somewhere special. They excited. They get to the pet store, and the look on their face, the niece is like, what?
Yeah, her
So
shoulders.
Natalie get up. She's like, y'all don't want a pet? And she's like, I thought we was going to whatever, the bounce house place. And Natalie was like, so y'all don't want to get a rabbit? And he's like, no, we don't want no rabbit. Like,
Yo, my niece,
She was so disappointed.
shout out to Ryan. She was like I thought they was gonna be so happy. Who doesn't want a pet fish?
the
like,
person
I thought,
who got to keep it.
kids.
yeah, all you
in
it's
2022.
It's no maintenance. All you have to literally do is put it in a bowl and just watch it, feed it every
It's
day.
like a
That's it.
jail. That's like putting a pet in jail.
Yeah, they don't want anything.
many
They wanted
nephews?
the most expensive thing. They wanted a
I got 2
dog.
nephews. Shout out to Jaden and Gavin.
Let me
Damn.
shout mine out too.
My
We
nephew
got
about to graduate
Ryan.
high school.
They don't even listen to this. Don't shout them out.
Okay, we shout out my sister. Shout out to Marilyn, Ryan, the kids. Yeah,
Gee, I have 8.
You have a lot.
yeah.
I
That's
have
why. That's why
8
we're not gonna
nieces
name
and
them. That's a lot.
nephews. I'm not naming them. It's too many.
Wow,
I
that's
have 8
beautiful.
nieces and nephews, and my siblings be looking at me like, so you gonna
They
have
be
a
like,
kid?
well,
I'm
yeah.
like, y'all got me.
Yeah, it's hard.
I babysit y'all and sit in the back.
It's
I'm
honestly
okay.
kind of hard to raise. I feel like I'm watching them grow up via FaceTime. Y'all feel like that? Like,
I
it's
am.
hard. It's like, dang, I want to go home more often. Like,
Yeah.
I see you growing. I have a new niece. She's like 7 months, and it's like,
Wow.
oh,
Me
hi, you
too.
know. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all got the
I was
same
I was actually at the
Yeah.
I got the same niece. I was actually at the hospital when she was born, so that was a nice moment. I tried to go home. It's awesome.
During
actually
COVID,
sad,
they let you
though.
in?
Yeah, it was just me and my sister and a baby. That was the first time out of the other
Wow.
3
That's
she had. I
amazing.
wasn't able to.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was cool.
My
That's
nephew called me like, "Can you come over?" I'm like, "I gotta just get on the airplane." He was like, "What's?" He was like, "Why?" And I have to tell my niece and nephew I live where Mickey Mouse live.
Eh,
I have to tell them that all the time. Make them think I'm cool. I have to say I live with Mickey Mouse.
make
Yeah.
them think I'm cool.
But
we are cool.
how y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling? This is third episode. What's going on?
How do I feel?
Y'all know me. I feel the same all the time.
I'm always at a 10. I
She's
don't
always
know.
neutral.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. That's true. You are
My
neutral.
feeling is always, yeah.
Are you still at a 5? Last time you were at a 5. Are you still at a 5?
No, I was on my period last time.
Okay, so now you
Yeah.
off. Okay, so now you at least at an 8.
You ain't.
I'm excited that it came though. So
No, she's excited her period came. I know that's right.
That's scary sometimes. You'd be like,
I've never had a scare.
Ooh,
Mm-mm.
you had a scare, Chevy?
Girl.
Too many, huh?
Somebody's mama's.
I was like, maybe I'm stressed.
You just never know. You just never know. It's so many
My
things.
period be on time.
You start to
11 o'clock,
Google.
11 a.m.
Yeah, they know because you don't want.
Next
You
28.
don't want
They be
nobody-
like, we here.
You know how your period changes around other women, and like if you're around kids, women that's pregnant and
Yeah.
kids, your period ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
When you can be around a lot of women, your period just get thrown off.
We're
It's creepy.
magical.
Science.
we are magical.
Science.
Yeah. So what we talking about today?
What's today?
Wait, did you say how you were feeling?
No, I didn't.
Okay, because I'm at a 10. I mean, she's where do you didn't give a number. You're just not at a 5 anymore. You feel okay?
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
here.
I'm still at a 9, 10. I'm
You
like,
at a 9, 10?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling really creative. I'm feeling really spiritual. I'm just happy. Just good. I'm good right now.
I'm just happy.
I'm just happy. I'm just so
happy.
happy.
Natalie put
I'm
on her
just-
valley voice.
I'm just super happy right now. I just feel really good to just be in the presence of other goddesses, and it just feels really good right now, you know? What about you, Chevy?
Well, if you guys don't know, I'm the mushroomer of the crew. So I'm always. But no, I'm the mushroomer of the crew. And
What's that mean?
I like to do mushrooms.
Okay.
And I feel really good.
Okay.
I want to do nothing stronger.
Nice little trips.
Nice little trip. I like taking on trip. People think you just hallucinate all the time, and you don't.
Yeah.
You don't at all. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I just want to go into space.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like that. I just want to relax, drink some tea, eat some nice comfort food. And that's my me time. That's my self-care.
Mm-hmm.
When I could tap into something else. But I feel,
You feel
really
good.
light.
Are you at a 10? I
Y'all
just want
five.
to know.
Numbers.
These out of 5?
10.5.
Oh, 10 point. Ooh, you above 10.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was sexy.
That was
10.5.
ooh.
What are we talking about today? God damn.
I don't know much about it, but I've heard about it.
3.2 and a half.
So good. We're all feeling good right now.
We're all
You know,
feeling
and,
good.
and it all comes from the inside. And I learned this too. Again, the past 2 years has been great for my personal growth.
Yeah.
When you look good,
You feel.
you feel good. Like it starts with literally, some people say it starts from the inside out. Some people say it starts from the outside in.
Mhm.
Like when I feel good, when I feel like I'm dressed nice, I just feel this confidence. I feel just beautiful. I don't feel beautiful
That's
all
what
the
I
time.
do. Like if I'm in a bad mood, I put on some new panties.
Yeah.
Really?
Some new what panties?
Mhm.
Yeah,
never those.
I never tried that. You put on what?
What are we
What
talking?
did she
What is
say?
the topic
Wait,
today?
what did she say?
She barely wear those.
Very real.
Oh, okay. I mean, free ball
spirit.
it.
Free spirit.
Free spirited. No, but yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You know, you just feel really, really. Yeah. You just feel really,
feel
really good.
Okay, so question for you ladies.
Yeah.
And we're gonna dive into the topic. What's more important, your nails or your feet, to make you feel good? Like your self care. Like if you just look at your hands, you're like, oh my God. If you had to choose between your feet and your nails, what would it be?
I'm gonna say nails, and I'll say this. You're important to this story, because before I would just kind of get a polish change, blah blah blah. It wasn't until your birthday of last year I went to Detroit,
She said
and I said, you know what? Let me try something different, and I got acrylics. And I've been getting acrylics consistently since October of your birthday of
That's why
last
your
year.
date's going up.
And it makes me feel amazing. Not that I need this to feel a certain way, but this is our first introduction to people. Like, hey, how you doing, Chevy? I'm seeing your hands. I'm looking. You know what I'm saying? Like I've
And
had
they
so
soft.
many. They're
I say
soft. I have
toes.
beautiful
If
soft
I gotta
skin.
choose between one or two, I say toes.
Toes. I feel like a brand new person.
No,
Because with my nails, I can just put some clear
hands.
polish on. I can also disguise it as
With a
like with
pedicure?
auditions. Because when I have longer nails and I do auditions, they be like, let me see your slate and your hands. And I put my hands up and I got these long ass nails with.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have to be
rhinestones.
long, but they could just be polished. Those aren't long. Show the
No,
camera.
I'm just saying. But if I had to choose between one or the other, I can just put some clear polish on my hands.
See, my toes aren't
My
really
toes,
seen.
They gotta be done.
My toes aren't really seen, but this I see all the time.
I
I'm
hate
like right here.
shoes.
I've even men on dates.
What's the
I
topic,
literally.
y'all?
You said
We
what?
don't-
What is the topic?
We-
Hold on. You the one talking about banter. We bantering.
Not for 15 minutes.
We 9 minutes
Here's the
in. But look,
problem.
wait, Chevy, this is important though. I was at a date one day and this guy says, I really like your nails. I've never heard a guy really compliment nails before. And when he said that, I was like, wow. And I
feel
called my
that's the first
homegirl
thing guys
instantly
look
like, yo,
Look at.
yeah, it's important. It's the first thing a lot of people look at. They don't look down at your toes, really.
Are we choosing a tubby?
Let's choose. What are we doing? What are we pulling
All
on
right, so
for
if anybody
people
who was
don't know?
just tuning in and don't know, we are finding out the topic as you are finding out the topic because
Yeah.
we randomly pull it out of this wine glass.
Yeah.
So
We're going to get a bigger one, though.
What's
But
the
you want to
topic
donate to
today?
somebody's
Can I
auntie.
have a piece of paper?
let's see what we're
Go
talking
ahead.
about.
All right. What's the topic today, guys?
For you?
Yeah.
You wanna-
I don't know if you want to save these.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Interracial dating. I don't like
Hmm.
pink penises.
Was that your topic? I love it. I love it. I
I'm not
love
into
it.
the pinkness.
Oh, God.
This is tough. This is tough to talk
Vienna
about.
sausage. What y'all take?
Beyond meat.
Hold on. Let me. Did you say Beyond Meat?
She said behind me. That's not even.
That's what it's
What? Oh, that's.
Wow.
Bruh.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I got to get
Bruh.
off live.
I'll jump in since everybody is like.
Jump in. Everybody, because I wasn't expecting that one. That's Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, y'all.
Strap on?
I whispered that.
Oh, my bad. I thought
What it?
I'm not even on
Whoa.
the topic.
Okay.
It's interesting because until I moved to LA, I never even thought about interracial dating because we are from Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit is one of the now it's,
Chaldeans was fine, though.
but you rarely. I mean, you went to Dearborn, but Detroit is one of the blackest cities in the U.S. Like Detroit is more
Yeah.
black than a lot of cities down south. Now, of course, you have gentrification, but so that was never a thing that I saw growing
Right.
up. It was never. I never had an option to talk to a white boy. I had one white boy in my elementary school for like 2 years, and then he disappeared, and that was it. And then there was a mixed boy in my high school, but other than that, I was only surrounded by black people. So that wasn't even a thing that I really saw or even thought about.
Yeah.
On TV, you really didn't see it. In the 90s,
Right.
you didn't see interracial. You may have seen, maybe there was a movie or two out about interracial dating, and it was hard for that couple. But you don't see it how now. I do a lot of commercials, and they never put me with a black man. I had an audition one time, and it was me and a black dude that went in together, and we both looked at each other like, what?
Mm-hmm.
They about to promote a black family? Right? So now when I moved to LA, that's all I saw.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dudes ain't checking for black girls out here.
It's funny you say that because
I
I
only get approached by white men
Yeah.
or Asian men. For me, I love all people.
Yeah.
you want to finish
I love
eating. You want to
black
finish eating first?
Please, 'cause I'm
She
about
like,
to- this dark chocolate.
I don't like that on the audio. I am starving, y'all.
No, it's good. It's
I
good.
love all people.
Yeah.
But I need a black man.
Have you ever dated?
Black.
Dated? No. So you haven't.
No, I haven't dated outside my race. I am very big on. I love black love. I feel like we don't see it enough. I feel like it's not promoted enough.
I love black love. Shout out.
I love being black and who I am. I love all people, but I am obviously a black woman, and I want to procreate and have little black kids, little brown babies. I want to have little girls like me or little boys like my husband.
What?
And I am very much attracted to, and I think also because of the men in my family.
Hold it, Chevy.
I made a post if y'all follow me on Instagram. During the time where it was a lot of where it was a lot of there's always a lot of unfortunately police brutality and killings around black men. But I made a post and I realized it was like 72 men in this post and young boys in my family. And I'm like, this is where my love for black men, my undying love comes from, because I was raised by an amazing black man. I have had two amazing black grandfathers, my brothers, my uncles, my cousins, even my young cousins, my little 12, 13-year-old cousins be like, let me walk you to your car, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just have such a love and appreciation for black men, and like I'm so attracted to that. And so for me, I haven't dated outside of my race, and that's not, I don't want to never say never. Mm-hmm. It's not something I've ever thought about doing. Yeah. So,
okay.
That's my stance.
I love that. And I'm going to piggyback off that a little bit. I agree. We kind of see or didn't see that a lot in Detroit. Like we didn't see in my high school, I think there was one interracial couple and everybody just loved them. But on TV, we didn't see it. And again, I didn't agree. I didn't see it until I moved out to LA, and it was just like, oh, okay. You know, and, you know, I think the older I get, the more I realize that love is love. And there is no, you know, barriers there. There is no, or there shouldn't be, you know. I agree, too. I'm kind of not on the fence about it, but I think love is love. But I agree with you in a sense of I would also, I do also have a love and appreciation for black men as well. Like a super strong, just deep, you know, just power to the people type vibe. And that's what I saw on TV. That's what my parents and grandparents have. That's not to say, you know, my soulmate is not black. I don't know. And so that's where I go with the love is love thing. But I've never dated outside of my race. I too have never really thought about it.
Dated a dude. Not dated like that, but didn't you go out with a dude that was like Latino?
I've probably been on a date or two, but when I say date, I mean like relationship.
Not dated, but I'm saying
I'm not like, oh no, you're not. I'm not gonna hang out with you. I'm not that deep into it, but you know, I've gone out and spent time with. But I just feel like as far as a relationship and marriage and all that is concerned, I do also still have that love and appreciation for black men. Yeah. But at the end of the day, love is love, and you can't, you know, you like who you like.
Love is blind.
Chevy, you look like you holding on to some stuff. You like, y'all, what's up? What's up, Chevy? Talk to us.
I was laughing at Keysha because she was like, you know, I want to have black babies. And in the back of my mind, I was like,
I do want to have kids. I want to have my own kids. I just don't want to have to be bothered with somebody else's.
Wait a damn minute.
Oh, as far as, oh wait, you're saying because she said she didn't want kids?
What she was saying.
Huh?
You were saying because she said she didn't want kids?
I want to have black babies. I want a black king. I want a black couch. I was like, goddamn, wait a minute.
I do. All black everything.
Nothing wrong with that.
Black on black.
I actually have the thing that says all black everything. I'm just so in love with the culture too, so I get it. I get that. I'm in love with us.
I'm gonna leave that part out. I think that love is love 110%. Mm-hmm. I've personally have been attracted outside of my race. The only reason why I feel like it's gonna be just a constant reminder that my ancestors are different from yours when we start to do certain things traditionally. Mm-hmm. And that is my only thing about dating interracially, but I am open to it.
But attraction, yes, that's different. You've been attracted to other.
Paul Walker.
You know, that's it. Just Paul Walker. There's a lot of attraction.
Fine.
Okay, yeah. So there's other, you know, there's attraction there for sure.
That's probably
it. And this is about to get
you said that's about it.
What if you found out you dated somebody outside of your race? And your family, this is my thing. Okay, then
like you didn't know you was dating outside your race.
No, you dated somebody outside of your race, and then you found out your family was on their family's plantation. That is the biggest. That is like my biggest fear.
I don't think that. I don't think that deep.
A lot of people don't know their history,
right?
And that scares me. Yeah. Like my last name, like I had to my family started to dive deep into it, and I was like, oh,
we know on my dad's side back to the plantation. that we were at. We don't know going back to like Africa. When I went to Africa, everybody said I was Nigerian, and I want to do one of those African.
Oh, I would love to do that. Actually.
They were like coming up to me and was like, "What are you? What are you?" And I was like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "The States." And I was like, "But no, where?" I was like, "Detroit." And they was like, "But where's your family?" I was like, "St. Louis." They was like, "No, where are you?" And I'm like,
they get mad at you like, you know you.
But they would only ask me, right? They wouldn't ask my friends. They're like, "What are you?" And I'm like, "A black girl with box braids." What do you mean? And then somebody broke it down and was like, "You're Nigerian." And I was like, and they were saying it like, and I know Nigerians are very smart. Most Nigerians are like engineers, architects, like
you're an engineer.
Yeah, and so somebody broke it down according to my features and even down to like, and I was like, damn. And I was and then I got back to LA, and it's crazy because the week later I was downtown and it was some African dudes at this spot. I was at this little like lounge, and I walked past and the dude was like, "Hey, my Nigerian sister," and I was like, "Oh, I'm not Nigerian." He was like, "Eh?" And I'm like, and he was asking questions like, "What do you do?" And I told him, he's like, "You're Nigerian." And I was like,
yeah.
Then like a month later, I did a short film, and it was about a Nigerian girl who decides to marry not outside of her. She married a black man, but he wasn't Nigerian, and her parents disowned her, right? Yeah. So everybody in the film is Nigerian. I play her college roommate, so I'm just a regular black girl. So when I meet the other cast, the girl's like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Keysha," and she was like, "Oh, that's your American name, but like, what's your name?" And I was like,
"They forcing you."
Keysha, right? She was like, "You're not Nigerian?" I was like, "No." She's like, "You look just like my cousin."
I wonder why Nigerian. Like, there's so many African countries, and why they keep going back to Nigeria?
Because they said I have the features of Nigeria.
You should actually
look
into
broke down
that.
my lips, my cheekbones, my nose. Like they really broke it down, and I was like, "Damn, I do look. I kind of favor one of the girls." And so, and then I guess by trade, I mean engineers like.
You are a gentleman. I found out you was an engineer.
I would love to know.
I would love to know too. We should actually do that for one of our podcasts and like.
Y'all want to do
that?
I'm not doing it.
I'm not. Word of the people.
Yeah, I'm not doing.
I was like, people in Africa told me.
You're like, well, I'm Nigerian then.
I don't. I think that ancestry. That is. I don't want to talk about that, but yeah.
So interracial dating, our topic.
Yeah.
We all over the place.
No, we good. We on time.
Yeah, we are actually. We are. I don't know. I mean, I think that's a really good topic to talk about. I think it's such a. Such a touchy subject too. I mean, some people are really like super. I remember the couple in high school again. Everybody loved it, but I do know I had a friend a while ago who would see an interracial couple walk down the street, just like, ugh. You know,
That's
a lot of black
ask,
women. A lot. I don't want to
it?
say a lot of black women, but a lot of people would get annoyed if they saw, you know. Go ahead, because I think we're all on the same page.
I want to say this because I'm live and I shouldn't be live, but this just came up. He said, "Marrying another race brings so much pain. We don't do nothing the same. It's the worst mistake I ever made."
Marrying a different race?
Yeah.
Wow.
So why did you say yes? Why did you propose? Why did you even propose?
That's a really good,
dating,
interesting
you've seen
topic.
the flags. You've seen it already.
Mm-hmm.
You already.
But is
seen
that?
it.
It's just so many
is
cultural
that
differences.
person?
It's so hard.
You know what I mean? Is that specific for that person, or is that? I do think that there are a lot of cultural differences. So I think it's like, are you open to learning and understanding and not judging?
Yeah.
And
There's
then
so
also,
many
I think it's so easy to be offended by. And I think that.
Oh, he said he was young.
He was what?
He was young.
He was young.
Our nephew was young.
I mean, I don't know. I think for me, it's hard. One, like I said, I have an infinite love for black men, and for me being black.
Yeah.
I'd be lying to say it's not a thought of not that person. I don't think all white people are racist by no means, but it's like you don't know, right? You don't know until you know. So if I come into your household and it's all white people, I'm gonna be a little uncomfortable, and not uncomfortable in the sense that like I'm afraid or anything, but like I don't have that comfort when I walk into my black man's house and all his cousins and aunties, and it's like, hey girl, yeah.
Does that translate out of not you guys? Does that translate out of just relationships? What about friendships too? Do you have a lot of? Because I remember
friendships is so different.
No, but I'm wondering if you had interracial friendships. If you have friends who aren't black.
I do.
I don't.
I have
exactly,
and
you know what?
I know some people, but I don't have friends.
And
I didn't have again growing up in Detroit. I didn't have the opportunity. There were no white people around. Then by the time I got to college, even though I went to a PWI, it was still like the black people kind of congregated on one side, the white people congregated on one side, and then it was like I was in engineering, so that's a white male dominated industry, and the looks that I would get, or the like. I remember we had a group project, and like, And like this dude thought I didn't know what I was doing, I guess. You know what I mean? So it was like I was constantly trying to prove myself with them, which created a further divide rather than, you know what I mean, an ally, if you will.
Yeah.
And so then now I'm grown, now I'm an adult. And so it's like I already have my friends. And I come to LA, and this is the first time that I started to be around constantly people of different races. And I just haven't developed a friendship, but I know a lot of people who are not black that I love. Kylis, I love. You know what I mean? Tony, I love. Like, but I just haven't developed like an actual. Oh, I take that back. My friend Melissa, I haven't talked to her in a while because she moved a little while back. But
Colin said he's Native American.
But yeah,
shout out to our.
But I think, but my brother,
shout out to our producer. He's amazing.
my younger brother Bernard is 8 years younger than me. So by the time he was in like the 5th grade,
he's 8 fine.
My DMs be full of questions about Bernard and
I
Old
date
Man
your
Rick.
brother.
Don't nobody care about me.
I date your brother.
So by the time he was in like the 5th grade, we moved to the suburbs because it was like Detroit was kind of starting to get, you know, well, actually at that time it hadn't. This was still in the 90s, right? But it was like, we know what was going to happen to the city. So my parents moved. So my little brother, both of his best friends are white. He has friends of literally all. One day I came home and I was like, I'm not even bullshitting y'all. I swear it was an Asian kid. I don't know exactly if he was Chinese, Japanese, what, in the kitchen watching TV. And I don't know how the fuck he got our channel with on some Japanese. He was watching. I was like, what are you? So
no, he actually found an Asian channel.
He found something that we've
That's
never seen, right?
interesting.
But like, I think that's super dope. And he has friends of all races, but he was surrounded by that. He went to school with.
And I think that's
people,
where it is
you know.
right there too. We didn't go to school with it. So I'm the same. I didn't really have a lot of friends that weren't black outside until I
King
moved to
High.
LA. I was like, oh, it's
The
so
best
many
school in the
different type of
city.
people. Oh, drinks are here, everybody. Drinks are here.
Martin Luther King Jr. Senior High School in Detroit. Shout out to King
What high
High.
school you
Shout
went
out to
to?
the Crusaders, Black
Your
and
drink
Gold.
is here.
Thank you.
Let's
What high school you go
acknowledge
to?
that.
Let's acknowledge.
Shout out to Benedictine High
Shout
School.
out to my auntie.
Shout out to Chevy's auntie.
I
went to
Oak Park,
Benedictine
and I
High
thought
School.
Interracial is different for me because I.
It was white people in Oak Park?
Chaldeans.
Oh, Chaldeans.
It's
Well, I always gotta go to
Jewish.
white.
And let me tell y'all,
Yeah, why do
for the Chaldeans that's speaking,
I be like,
that's
if
on
you black,
this,
you white.
they were the freshest, fine, just well put together, well groomed.
They had all the BPs.
Definitely.
Shout out to
All the
South.
restaurants.
Shout out
Oak
to
Park, you know,
Southfield
it's so
Lathrop High
small.
School too. I
Yeah.
went to Southfield Lathrop too,
It's
and
so
it was a mix.
small.
It was a mixed crowd there too.
But
At
they were
Southfield
so
Lathrop.
fine. Yes, Southfield Lathrop had a very, I think it's.
But mainly black. It was mainly African American. So I think it's all about just
Yeah.
exposure.
Yeah.
I really didn't have
Yeah.
any friends
I think
outside
it's
of black.
dope because you can learn so much from other people. That's why I love
Yeah.
traveling internationally and just being able to experience different cultures, right? Even though it's not mine, and even though I may not, you know, I may take bits and pieces from it, but obviously I'm not gonna necessarily live my life in that way or do the things that they do. I think it's still dope to like experience it and to see it. And everybody has their own traditions, and nobody's traditions is right or wrong. You know what I mean?
You can learn
But-
so much, but would you? I think is a difference
I
there.
think
You can
it's-
learn so much, but you probably wouldn't marry it. Marry.
I'm
outside
not.
your
I'm
race.
marrying a black
Right.
man. Yeah.
There we go.
But for
Period.
anybody else who does, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
You are who you are. You like
It's a
what
quick
you like.
funny story. So like I said, my little brother went to school with mainly white kids, right? So he was on a basketball team, and every Thursday before their games on Friday, they had to have a family dinner at a kid's house, right?
That's good.
My little brother was the only black kid on the team. So he would go to the other kids' houses, and he was like, I'm so fucking tired of spaghetti. He didn't cuss, but he was like, I'm so tired of spaghetti and meatballs and however they make their spaghetti and meatballs separate or whatever. So my mama is stressing, like, what to cook, right?
Because that's a quick black man.
And then my brother like, you cook what we eat. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't changing this around.
Yeah.
So my mama made like some string beans and ham hocks, and one of the little boys came up for seconds. And he was like, Miss Edwards, can I have some more of that meat stuff? I don't know what it is. That's in the green beans. And she was like, that's a ham hock, baby. Yeah, can I have some more of that? She made like some macaroni and cheese, some fried chicken. My mom can cook. When I tell you, I didn't even have a plate. I was like, y'all gonna leave something for me? Like, them little boys towed down that food. Like,
his mama hated your mama. He was like, you going back over their house?
Yeah, they went home like, Mama, you gonna have to step it up because Miss Edwards is
Are they
cooking.
still friends?
My little brother and them? Well, one of the boys he's not, because he found out his family was racist and his family was racist. So he was cool with him, and one of his other white friends was like, stop hanging with him. And Bernard was like, no, he cool. He's like, no, he not, because behind your back, he's saying X, Y, and Z. He using the N-word. He doing this. He doing that. His family is whatever. So, and that's kind of the struggle where it's like, you don't know until you know who's what. You know what I mean? On the outside, it's like you
I saw that face, by the way. I want to get input.
Yeah.
So,
And then going back to friends, interracial friends.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't want to change who I am around my black friends to fit around my other race friends, my white friends, my Chinese friends, whatever the case may be. Like, I don't want to do
Well,
that.
you wouldn't have to, right? You would still be
wanna
yourself.
Think so you want to think so?
I'm gonna be
until
myself regardless.
You get
Y'all can
like
get all of this.
feedback later on. Like, I'm gonna give you a prime example. It was one of these. I was hanging out with my homegirls, and the girl kept just being negative to herself, like all the time. Like every time I come around, I'm a little fat. Chevy, you think I'm a little fat? You think ma'am, I don't know.
That's that self-esteem we were talking about. Ugh.
Mind you, and it's not as interracial self-esteem conversations. So she's telling me about, but here's the thing, her dude is black, right? So she's telling me about like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Like I look big. And my man don't want to have sex with me. I was like, well, have you ever worn anything sexy? And I just asked. She was so offended. She said, Chevy said she never seen me sexy. I was like, I haven't. I was like, but I'm asking you that not. But she took it as if I was being rude to her. Yeah. But my thing is, you projected all your insecurities on me and made me feel like I was obligated to tell you that you look good. And now I can't be myself, to be honest with you. So now you're offended. So the interracial friends stuff does get tricky too. Because like if me and you talking, you like, girl, I look big. I'm like, you want to go to the gym together? You know
but how is it tricky because they're a different race? Fat is fat.
But listen, if I tell you like, friend, like you getting kind of chunky. But if you're like, in my experience when I've done this to her, like, yeah, you know, she's a different race. And I was like, yeah, you could be a little bit more sexy, blah, blah, blah. The way she explained the story to another colleague was, she just made me feel so sad and told me I was not. And I'm like, but you asked me.
But okay,
can I be honest with you and say like, hey, like maybe.
But you think that was a race thing?
I think it was a race and communication thing. Got it. Okay. I think it was like if I said to you guys, it's one thing, but
I'd be like, I'm thick, I'm getting thick.
Yeah. Period. But to them, it was like, you attacking me.
I got you. This is, again, I feel like all of our episodes, we need like a part 2 because we do have to wrap it up soon. We have a question that we need to do. But to sum up interracial relationships.
I'm into it.
What are we saying? Are we saying love is love? But also we
love
do love our black kings.
Love is love to whatever your rules are.
There we go. Yep. To each his own.
Create
right?
your own rules.
Awesome. All right, let's do our question. We have an email here from one of our nephews. Thank you all for the email questions. This one says, hello and good day. Now, I know we love who we want to love and stuff, which is interesting. This is exactly what we're talking about. I respect that. Russell Wilson is trending again after someone called him a square again. Who deemed a certain man a square first, women or men? Why does it take for women to get spun around the block a few times to realize what a good guy is? Which by then, it's too late, by the way. LOL. Thank you for your question. What do you all say?
Wait.
That was a lot.
I think that...
Who deemed a certain man a square first, men or women? Why does it take for a woman to get spun around the block a few times to realize what a good guy is?
Ooh. I think that who deemed women lame men or women.
Women did that first.
I feel like both. I almost feel like bless you. I almost feel like
bless you.
I almost feel like men did it and women caught on. I almost feel like it was defined by men, and then as a woman, it's like, oh well, I want this. That's not quote unquote lame because this is what dudes feel. You know, this is what if you.
It may have started when you were
things, right? And then I think as far as women getting spun around the block a couple times, I think that's for women who don't know love. Right. They don't know what real love is, or they never felt that love, or they didn't have that love, and so to them, being treated like that is the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like for some people, toxicity is they think that's how relationships should go, right? Right. And it takes for them to go through that so many times to get eventually tired of it, or maybe they grow up, or maybe they start to get better examples, you know, in their lives before they're like, okay, I don't want this no more. So I think that that's not for all women by no means. Right. And I think that sometimes girls like the bad boy factor. Yeah. Right. You want that dude that's kind of rough around the edges.
It's trial and error, you know?
Trial and error.
It's like,
but you don't want him to treat you like that. But then you get treated like that. And then it's like, all right, I got to be out.
Because like the gangsters be like, you with that square. And they be like, he not a square, but the square is just going to work, buying flowers. Yeah. Just maybe being a little more of a gentleman. And I think sometimes the gentleman, like, whole thing gets cast as a lame or as a square. But I got to deal with you and I got to duck every 10 minutes. And
you know what it is too? It's not enough Russell Wilson's out there. That's why. Because you're gonna deem him square because he's doing things that men should be doing anyway.
But here's the thing.
Listen, no, seriously. Like there's a lot of nice dudes opening doors, doing all this type of stuff. So the man who does not do that, he's gonna be like, oh, that's a square right there. He's too soft. Well, maybe you should be more of a gentleman and be more of a, not to say be more of a man, but like you're only called, like you said, it comes from the man first, right? Yeah. Oh, your man treating you like that, he whack. No, that's how we should be treated. And women, like, you know, this should be the standard. This should be the bare minimum. If someone's opening the door for you, that should be the bare minimum. Why are we getting excited for somebody opening doors? That's what y'all should be doing anyway.
But this is my question.
You feel me? Like,
this is my question. What exactly, it's just a different perspective, what exactly makes people call Russell Wilson a square? Is it because I don't think you square for being faithful, for opening doors.
No,
but listen, hear me out. Is that why people are calling him square, though? Because when I look at Russell Wilson, I'm going to be honest, he look a little corny. But not because, oh, he's a good man and he's taking care of his kids and he's doing X, Y, and Z. It's the curly hair. It's the, you know what I mean? The way he dressed. He look a little corny. I'm not going to hold you, right?
I agree with that.
But I don't think he's corny because of the type of man that he is and how he's treating her. And I don't know how I feel like people are how it's perceived that he's treating her. To me, that is not corny. That's
and I've never said he was corny. I think he's amazing. He loves the Lord. He treats it right. I think people are saying both. I don't know what people are saying because I don't think he's corny.
On what you calling corny.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, no, that's not corny at all. Like, you got to be crazy. I absolutely want a man that opens my doors, that's there for me, that's faithful, that 100%. Takes care, that's honest, that has a plan for me the whole nine. That ain't corny by no means. I think too, this generation, everybody is so caught up in this
toxic
hip hop rap culture. You know what I mean? And when you listen to, it's crazy because I made a post. LeBron had posted something about his wife. He was like, it was a picture on his Insta story. He was, I think they were in the backyard or whatever it was. They had a glass of wine. He was basically just saying like, being faithful to one woman or being with one woman is cool or whatever the caption was, right? And people like, y'all want to love like this, or you want to just listen to these people you don't know. It's not that I'm listening to. I don't know nothing about LeBron and Savannah, and I don't need to know.
And they're not relationship
However,
goals.
he just said something positive.
No.
I don't know y'all, so y'all not relationship goals.
Yeah, exactly.
But he just said something positive about men treating women a certain way. I'm absolutely going to repost that. Why? Because you're going to repost the baby or somebody talking about having chicks and side chicks and main chicks and other chicks. You know what I mean? So, like, to me, I think we live in this era where people are feeding, instead of rap being entertainment, people are trying to live their lives like that. So it's become cool now to have all these girls, or it's become cool to call girls. I hate for dudes to be like, my bitch. That, what?
Yeah.
And girls go for that. And
Yeah,
it's become this thing of like the norm. And so I think that I'm always going to promote, if I see some positivity, nobody is my goal. 100%. I don't know your relationships. That ain't my goal.
Exactly.
Our
goal is our goal.
Crazy? I never had, like, you know, as a little kid, I want to be like this person when I grew up. I never was that kid. That I
had role models, but they were in my family. My older cousins.
My mama killed that dream. When I was like, I wanted to be Tina Marie when I grew up. She was like, baby, she on drugs. I said, well, I want to be anybody.
I ain't gonna hold you. I used to cheer. I played a lot of sports, and one of them was cheerleading. My daddy was like, yeah, so where's that gonna take you? Like, damn, you're right, Daddy. All right.
Believe in myself.
That's hilarious.
But I think that I seen a post, and I actually, as we're filming this, I'm going to start keeping those and say, like, at whoever said this. But she said, I'm so confused, or they said, I'm so confused why y'all keep calling Russell corny when Future has 7 broken homes.
Yeah.
But who's also saying that Future is cool?
Yeah,
because I would never mess with Future. If I had to choose between
a lot
Russell,
of people think he's more cooler. Like, he's not lame. You know what I'm saying?
But
why? Because of how he dressed or what he raps about it, what he does. It's just perception is.
Future is whack to me.
Yeah, we can make this again a part 2, but we do have to wrap it up for the day. Final thoughts.
I got a wellness tip of the day for you guys.
I wanna.
What you got to say for it?
I want a loving black man that open
no
my
kids.
doors with no kids.
No kids. I'm buying you a
With
shirt that
no
says no
kids.
kids.
Chevy, what you got? Wrap it up for us.
I got a wellness tip of the day. Take your time.
Take your time.
Go through every emotion.
Go through every emotion.
Nothing's off the table.
Nothing's off the table.
Go through everything.
Go through everything.
Make your own rules.
Make your own rules.
That's it.
We'll see y'all next week.
Cheers.
Make your own rules.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week. Cheers.
Same place, same time. Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe. That was a loud clack.
Follow us
like,
at somebody's
subscribe,
auntie.
share, follow us on Instagram, somebody's_auntie. Make sure y'all send in your questions. We would love to hear from you. If you have a question for us, whether it's specific for an individual, the group, if you need advice, if you have a crazy story, funny story, anything that you want us to address on the podcast, make sure you send it to somebodysaunties@gmail.com.
Later.
Bye-bye. Ooh, y'all heard my back?
What up, though?
Man,
Oh, heck no.
You like smoking?
And I do mean that.
You cute.
Y'all got life
Make it
insurance?
make sense.
You
Don't
want
Anchor
life
Hey.
for the day.